Inflation has declined significantly. The labor market is no longer overheated, and conditions are now less tight than those that prevailed before the pandemic. Supply constraints have normalized, and the balance of risks to our two mandates has changed. Our objective has been to restore price stability while maintaining a strong labor market, avoiding the sharp increases in unemployment that characterized earlier disinflationary episodes when inflation expectations were less well anchored. While the task is not complete, we have made a good deal of progress toward that outcome. Today, I will begin by addressing the current economic situation and the path ahead for monetary policy. I will then turn to a discussion of economic events since the pandemic arrived, exploring why inflation rose to levels not seen in a generation and why it has fallen so much while unemployment has remained low. So let's begin with the current situation and the near-term outlook for policy. For much of the past 3 years, inflation ran well above our 2% goal, and labor market conditions were extremely tight. The FOMC's primary focus has been on bringing down inflation, and appropriately so. Prior to this episode, most Americans alive today had not experienced the pain of high inflation for a sustained period. Inflation brought substantial hardship, especially for those least able to meet the higher costs of essentials, like food, housing, and transportation. High inflation triggered stress and a sense of unfairness that linger today. Our restrictive monetary policy helped restore balance between aggregate supply and demand, easing inflationary pressures and ensuring that inflation expectations remained well anchored. Inflation is now much closer to our objective, with prices having risen 2.5% over the past 12 months. After a pause earlier this year, progress toward our 2% objective has resumed. My confidence has grown that inflation is on a sustainable path back to 2%. Turning to employment, in the years just prior to the pandemic, we saw the significant benefits to society that can come from a long period of strong labor market conditions. Low unemployment, high participation, historically low racial employment gaps, and with inflation low and stable, healthy real wage gains that were increasingly concentrated among those with lower incomes. Today, the labor market has cooled considerably from its formerly overheated state. The unemployment rate began to rise over a year ago and is now at 4.3%, still low by historical standards, but almost a full percentage point above its level in early 2023. Most of that increase has come over the past 6 months. So far, rising unemployment has not been the result of elevated layoffs, as is typically the case in an economic downturn. Rather, the increase mainly reflects a substantial increase in the supply of workers and a slowdown from the previously frantic pace of hiring. Even so, the cooling in labor market conditions is unmistakable. Job gains remain solid, but have slowed this year. Job vacancies have fallen, and the ratio of vacancies to unemployment has returned to its pre-pandemic range. The hiring and quits rates are now below the levels that prevailed in 2018 and 19. Nominal wage gains have moderated, and all told, labor market conditions are now less tight than just before the pandemic in 2019, a year when inflation ran below 2%. It seems unlikely that the labor market will be a source of elevated inflationary pressures anytime soon. We do not seek or welcome further cooling in labor market conditions. Overall, the economy continues to grow at a solid pace, but the inflation and labor market data show an evolving situation. The upside risks to inflation have diminished, and the downside risks to employment have increased. As we highlighted in our last FOMC statement, we are attentive to the risks to both sides of our dual mandate. The time has come for policy to adjust. The direction of travel is clear, and the timing and pace of rate cuts will depend on incoming data, the evolving outlook, and the balance of risks. We will do everything we can to support a strong labor market as we make further progress toward price stability. With an appropriate dialing back of policy restraint, there is good reason to think that the economy will get back to 2% inflation while maintaining a strong labor market.
𝐒𝐈𝐆.
The current level of our policy rate gives us ample room to respond to any risks we may face, including the risk of unwelcome further weakening in labor market conditions. So let's now turn to the questions of why inflation rose and why it has fallen so significantly even as unemployment has remained low. There's a growing body of research on these questions, including 𝐂𝐽 𝐓𝐫𝐚𝐝𝐬𝐽 work, which we'll shortly discuss. And this is a good time for this discussion. It is, of course, too soon to make definitive assessments. This period will be analyzed and debated long after we are all gone. The arrival of the COVID-19 pandemic led quickly to shutdowns in economies around the world. It was a time of radical uncertainty and severe downside risks. As so often happens in times of crisis, Americans adapted and innovated. Governments responded with extraordinary force, especially in the United States. Congress unanimously passed the CARES Act. At the Fed, we used our powers to an unprecedented extent to stabilize the financial system and help stave off an economic depression. After a historically deep but brief recession, in mid-2020, the economy began to grow again. And as the risks of a severe extended downturn receded, and as the economy reopened, we faced the risk of replaying the painfully slow recovery that followed the global financial crisis. Congress delivered substantial additional fiscal support in late 2020 and again in early 2021. Spending recovered strongly in the first half of 2021, and the ongoing pandemic shaped the pattern of the recovery. Lingering concerns over COVID weighed on spending on in-person services, but pent-up demand, stimulative policies, pandemic changes in work and leisure practices, and the additional savings associated with constrained services spending all contributed to a historic surge in consumer spending on goods. The pandemic also wreaked havoc on supply conditions. 8 million people left the workforce at its onset, and the size of the labor force was still 4 million below its pre-pandemic level in early 2021. The labor force would not return to its pre-pandemic trend until mid-2023. Supply chains were snarled by a combination of lost workers, disrupted international trade linkages, and tectonic shifts in the composition and level of demand. Clearly, this was nothing like the slow recovery after the global financial crisis. Enter inflation. After running below target through 2020, inflation spiked in March and April 2021. The initial burst of inflation was concentrated rather than broad-based, with extremely large price increases for goods in short supply, such as motor vehicles. My colleagues and I judged at the outset that these pandemic-related factors would not be persistent, and thus that the sudden rise in inflation was likely to pass through fairly quickly without the need for a monetary policy response. In short, that the inflation would be transitory. Standard thinking has long been that as long as inflation expectations remain well anchored, it can be appropriate for central banks to look through a temporary rise in inflation. The good ship transitory was a crowded one, with most mainstream analysts and advanced economy central bankers on board. I think I see some former shipmates out there today. The common expectation was that supply conditions would improve reasonably quickly, that the rapid recovery in demand would run its course, and that demand would rotate back from goods to services, bringing inflation down. For a time, the data were consistent with the transitory hypothesis. Monthly readings for core inflation declined every month from April through September 2021, although progress came slower than expected. The case began to weaken around mid-year, as was reflected in our communications. And beginning in October, the data turned hard against the transitory hypothesis. Inflation rose and broadened out from goods to services, and it became clear that high inflation was not transitory and that it would require a strong response if inflation expectations were to remain well anchored. We recognized that and pivoted beginning in November. Financial conditions began to tighten, and after phasing out our asset purchases, we lifted off in March of 2022. By early 2022, headline inflation exceeded 6% and core was above 5%. New supply shocks appeared. Russia's invasion of Ukraine, led to a sharp increase in energy and commodity prices. The improvements in supply conditions and the rotation in demand from goods to services were taking much longer than expected, in part due to further COVID waves in the United States. And COVID continued to disrupt production globally, including through new and extended lockdowns in China. Higher rates of inflation were a global phenomenon reflecting common experiences: rapid increases in the demand for goods, strained supply chains, tight labor markets, and sharp hikes in commodity prices. The global nature of inflation was unlike any period since the 1970s. Back then, high inflation became entrenched, an outcome we were utterly committed to avoiding. By mid-2022, the labor market was extremely tight, with employment increasing by 6.5 million jobs from the middle of 2021. This increase in labor demand was met in part by workers rejoining the labor force as health concerns began to fade, but labor supply remained constrained, and in the summer of 2022, labor force participation remained well below pre-pandemic levels. There were nearly twice as many job openings as unemployed persons from March 2022 through the end of the year, signaling a severe labor shortage, and inflation peaked at 7.1% in June 2022. At this podium 2 years ago, I discussed the possibility that addressing inflation could bring some pain in the form of higher unemployment and slower growth. Some argued that getting inflation under control would require a recession and a lengthy period of high unemployment, and I expressed our unconditional commitment to fully restoring price stability and to keeping at it until the job is done. The FOMC did not flinch from carrying out our responsibilities, and our actions forcefully demonstrated our commitment to restoring price stability. We raised our policy rate by 425 basis points in 2022 and another 100 basis points in 2023, and we've held our policy rate at its current restrictive level since July 2023. The summer of 2022 proved to be the peak of inflation. The 4.5 percentage point decline in inflation from its peak 2 years ago has occurred in a context of low unemployment, a welcome and historically unusual result. So, how did inflation fall without a sharp rise in unemployment above its estimated natural rate?
And how did it become entrenched?
Pandemic-related distortions to supply and demand, as well as severe shocks to energy and commodity markets, were important drivers of high inflation, and their reversal has been a key part of the story of its decline. The unwinding of these factors took much longer than expected, but ultimately played a large role in the subsequent disinflation. Our restrictive monetary policy contributed to a moderation in aggregate demand, which combined with improvements in aggregate supply to reduce inflationary pressures, while allowing
Bitcoin
growth to continue
62K,
at a
let's
healthy
go.
pace.
Let's go.
As labor demand also moderated, the historically high level of vacancies relative to unemployment has normalized primarily through a decline in vacancies, without sizable and disruptive layoffs, bringing the labor market to a state where it is no longer a source of inflationary pressures. A word on the critical importance of inflation expectations. Standard economic models have long reflected the view that inflation will return to its objective when product and labor markets are balanced without the need for economic slack, so long as inflation expectations are anchored at our objective. That's what the model said. But the stability of longer-run inflation expectations since the 2000s had not been tested by a persistent burst of high inflation. It was far from assured that the inflation anchor would hold.
63-1,
Concerns over
let's go,
de-anchoring
boys.
contributed to the view that disinflation would require slack in the economy and specifically in the labor market. An important takeaway from recent experience is that anchored inflation expectations, reinforced by vigorous central bank actions, can facilitate disinflation without the need for slack. This narrative attributes much of the increase in inflation to an extraordinary collision between overheated and temporarily distorted demand and constrained supply. While researchers differ in their approaches and to some extent in their conclusions, a consensus seems to be emerging, which I see as attributing most of the rise in inflation to this collision. All told, the healing from pandemic distortions, our efforts to moderate aggregate demand, and the anchoring of expectations have worked together to put inflation on what increasingly appears to be a sustainable path to our 2% objective.
Himbo.
Disinflation while preserving labor market strength is only possible with anchored inflation expectations, which reflect the public's confidence that the central bank will bring about 2% inflation over time. That confidence has been built over decades and reinforced by our actions.
I feel like I'm at
That is
church.
my assessment of events. Your mileage may differ.
Amen.
So let me wrap up by emphasizing that the pandemic economy has proved to be unlike any other, and that there remains much to be learned from this extraordinary period. Our statement on longer-run goals and monetary policy strategy emphasizes our commitment to reviewing our principles and making appropriate adjustments through a thorough public review every 5 years. As we begin this process later this year, we will be open to criticism and new ideas while preserving the strengths of our framework. The limits of our knowledge, so clearly evident during the pandemic, demand humility and a questioning spirit focused on learning lessons from the past and applying them flexibly to our current challenges. Thank you.
Demand humility. As always, Chairman Powell just bringing us in with maybe the most compelling, mesmerizing, really boring words. That honestly felt like we were at church. But definitely some dovish talk there. If you are from the altcoin daily video released yesterday, joining us today, welcome fam. You found the right channel. If you're interested in trading charts, all the goodies, following Chairman Powell, lusting over Gina, Nation Gina, and even listening to the Jackson Hole speech, no Holmo. That was a good joke actually in the beginning. I don't know who said that. Shout out to you. Bitcoin really seeming to enjoy that speech, maybe more than we did. Let's really quickly pop in here on the corn. There is more to this event, by the way. It's not over. Maybe it is. That was it? Wait, what? How was that the coverage? That was literally the opening, like, keynote. What? Okay, I don't care. Doesn't really matter. Interesting. This is why we watch them, though. If you've tuned in, you haven't caught our FOMCs, you haven't caught the minutes, you haven't caught Jackson's Hole. This is why we watch them. Anytime this man opens his mouth, volatility comes. Like, just instantly. Literally, his speech ended, I want to say, 60 seconds ago at the top of price action on these 1 minute candles. Bitcoin, though, making some very solid progress here. Very solid. Obviously, we'd like to see this hourly settle up back near its highs, not down in the Goblin Town, but making some great progress. The higher high getting me rather excited in the morning. I was very tired. I woke up and was like, oh shit, we got to do this in like 20 minutes. But making some progress here, and I'm loving it. From Tuesday, we have seen 1, 2, now 3 higher highs intra-week. That's what we want, boys. This 50 MA, the death cross. We might be putting this all behind us. And if we are, this is a great look for it. Let's be real. Very much a slower V-shaped bottom, I'll say. No matter how you look at it, you have ascending lows. Your top, relatively flat. We see resistance, predictably, up at the 50 and 200 daily moving averages. I would love to see that break today. Maybe we'll see it over the weekend. Who knows what's going to happen in the short term. But retesting that 200 at about 63.1, great target. This is the first step to making it back to the top of our range, around 70K. That would be an amazing start. We still have a lot of progress to make. Let me see if I have my simpler chart up here. Nope, I went to the even less simple chart. Where did it go? Here it is. Here's the simple chart. Not a lot on it. So quick rehash. While we did see some rejection from that death cross, this higher low back testing. Looks like it's back testing. Previous resistance back here is like 56. Hit our low, higher lows, higher highs. Let's make it to that 200. In a perfect world, maybe we revisit the 50 briefly, then move to the top of the channel. This would be amazing. As much as I would love to see it blast off from there, I think that's a harder bet to make. Maybe we see a retracement back down, giving the entry at the 200-day again, 63.1-ish, and then I'd like to see it continue up. Now, I love hopium, you love hopium, but let's put this in some perspective. We've had multiple moves even if it plays out this way. We've had multiple moves that are pretty similar. 1, 2, now on potentially the third, where we've returned to the top of the channel. So to get super stoked and be like new all-time highs tomorrow, blah, blah, probably not the smartest move, though I do believe we continue to see all-time highs this year. That has not changed in my book. How we get there, we'll find out. We'll find out along the way. Man, that was so brief. That was so short. It's weird because that's a whole 2-day event, and that's all they're going to cover. Let me Google quick, see if I can find another stream. That's weird, though, because I think that was the Kansas City, like, official live stream feed. Oh, somebody with a better thumbnail also doing it. What is it? CNBC television. Just a real quick gripe, guys. All the OGs know this, but I'm just going to gripe about it for a second. We invented streaming Powell and following him, somewhat cult-like, celebrity-like. And CNBC, I don't know, all the news stations, all the channels, all the TradFi, all the crypto, they all copied it. It's okay. It's our gift to the world. It doesn't seem like there is more. I see other live feeds, but they're just like delayed. Like CNN News still has Powell speaking. That's not real. He's not still speaking. They're late. I'm not sure there is any additional feed. That's okay. If there isn't, we'll just do some other stuff, right? Look at some other charts. We'll do some, I don't know, well, whatever. We'll figure it out. Give me a sec. I really think that's it. So the stream came, hi there. Came from the Kansas City Fed. That was their official 31-minute stream, but like 20 minutes of it, 25 minutes of it was just kind of murmuring in the background of people, I don't know, at the event, testing the audio. Weird choices, but that is something we've come to know and love here, that the Fed makes weird video and audio choices. No other real way to describe that. Just weird. Very weird. Let's take a look at the macro. Let's zoom out a little bit. We identified that 200-day at 63.1, but we have something closer to price. I wonder if that's where it actually touched. Almost. Monthly. Let's go back to that monthly time frame. Zooming out, always the way to go, the move. Zooming out to the monthly candles here, showing us a bigger picture of price action. 62.6, last month's open. The bulls lost it. You know what happened this month. Looking to act as resistance on the recovery this month. Let me add the countdown back. 8 days to go, a little bit over a week, and we are inching back up. To put this in perspective, this whole month, similar to last month, we spent a lot of time at the beginning of the month down at new lows. July 5th, we hit a low, and then August 5th, 31 days later, we hit a low again on the same day. And for the majority of these monthly candles, sentiment has been extremely bearish. People have not been bullish. Really kind of a game theory here, keeping people in that downward mindset, right? You have 31 days in a month. You spend most of it at the bottom. And then at the end, like we saw in July, we saw a rally, candle flip green. Wasn't the best close, but was much better, obviously, than down at these lows. That looks like it's happening again. That's just my 2 cents. Remember, a lot of analysis is just probability. It's just observation, giving out what you think is going to happen, supported by some kind of technical evidence, right? Nobody knows the future. I wish I did. If I did, I would not be streaming on YouTube, guys. Nobody would. They'd be, I don't know, off on their own continent. Down to the week, that 50 weekly moving average in place, still holding price up. Last week's close obviously left a lot to be desired. We had a lower high, a higher low, and a red candle close, an inside red candle close. This week, breaking that trend now, hitting that higher high, looking to potentially close strong. I want that to happen. Let's see. Market side for B, money flow is green, leaning bullish, but I don't like these lower highs. We haven't seen that follow through. We may be seeing a weekend gear up, though. VWAP moving back to the zero line, momentum beginning to pinch. I can see that money flow reversing into the weekend. Let's go down to the day. What's the daily got for us? We did talk about it a little bit. Beautiful. Obviously, we want to see that 200 retaken. Not a lot of change there. Money flow on the day, maybe aligning with that weekly forecast of VWAP returning to zero, momentum moving back up. Maybe we see money flow hitting higher lows, rolling over, and we have our first little blip of money flow being positive on the weekly time frame. We have not seen this since June. That's what, 2 months? 2 months in the red. Now we're seeing that that beautiful signal, man. Momentum up, VWAP up, money flow rolling over. That is what I want. That's what I want. I want bullishness. 12-hour in agreement with that 1 hour same setup rolling over. We may have a very spicy weekend ahead. We may have a very, very spicy weekend ahead, boys. Ooh, we deserve it. We've earned it. 4-hour beautiful uptrend. Love to see it. RSI beginning to favor above 50. Kind of kicking that potential bearish trend down here. That sideways. Still squeezing. Lower highs, higher lows. Professor Beans wants to come into the stream room. I'm going to have to let her in. The pump is not coming till November. Probably not. Probably not. We'll see. Here, hold up one sec. I got to let Professor Beans in. She has very important technical information for me. Professor Beans? Spot. She says hello. She was busy this morning prepping Chairman Powell for his speech. She is his personal speech writer, as you guys know. That's obvious. Not a surprise to anyone here. What were we doing down on the hour? Beans. Oh, she has many degrees. Her office has many leather-bound books. Love Beans. Such a good bean. Love her. Where were we? Beans. I know. I should get a green screen, like ramp up to, like what are they called? Footrest. I don't know. A ramp up to a platform, and it should be green, so the green screen makes it invisible. And then when Professor Beans wants to like join and bring us like some alpha, she can just walk up and she'll just join the stream. What do you guys think? I think that would double our viewership overnight. Is she all healed up? Well, for those of you joining, Beans, I won't go forever on it, but Beans is an older professor dog. She's 12 years old, and she had some health problems. She had to have some surgeries over the last 2 years. She had some bad stuff earlier this year, and she is healed up from her surgery. She's doing great. The new house has got her in great shape. We're back in the city. She's getting great walks, loving it, loving the social time with people. We live down in the middle of nowhere. But the health stuff's going to be ongoing, unfortunately. We have to take her in like every few months to have her checked for new bumps, new growths. I think one of the biopsies came back bad. So, but she's holding in there. She's healthy. She's happy. You know, we're just taking it. We're going to get through this, Professor Beans. Oh, God, I love my dog. Love dogs, man. All right. We're back. 62K. Bitcoin likes when I talk about beans, apparently. Beans. I got distracted. Hourly. Nice run up during the FOMC. So what's interesting is we saw Bitcoin running up, not FOMC, during Jackson Hole. And we saw the dollar continuing to take absolute crap, just crap in its pants, man. Hitting lower lows again for the month, multi-month lows, sitting below us as we've been kind of hinting at, predicting. 100 on the Dixie, sitting below us. This is the lowest point in, what was it, August of last year? Let's double check. Time escapes me. Time is running away from me here. December 23, my bad. December of last year, so 7 months, whatever. Reaching on down, looking to test that previous support. Now, here's the issue. You had a high back in October. You hit a low in December. You hit a lower high this year. That is not showing an uptrend. So on a retest down here at December's low, I think the probability at least slightly leans with breaking lower. The problem there is this is really it. And if you want to be particular about it, The support for Dixie was at like 101, somewhere in the 101.5 range. All these monthly closes showing us that same story. The support down here, not going to be quite the same, not going to be quite as strong. And it is very close to price. At this point, incredibly close to price with no real sign of stopping. I think the dollar will continue to fall until August ends, at least. You can see it continue after. But below that sits July of 23. That is it. We have 101.7, 101.5, and then 99.6. And then it's timber. Breaking this low could give the dollar quite a shakeup, maybe a 10% move to the downside. That would be really, really big. That's what she said. But what's interesting is the dollar falling here. It has been falling, but we see very little correlation with Bitcoin. For one of the first times in weeks, we saw Bitcoin actually move while the dollar was moving. Bitcoin hitting this big green candle while the dollar hitting a red one. At times, Bitcoin and the dollar have been inversely correlated. When one went up, the other went down. At times, they've been normally correlated where they're just moving together. And for the last, 3 months, no real correlation, at least in my observation or my opinion. So it's interesting to see that first little maybe tease of correlation coming back. And, if we're going to get that, I am glad that it is in the inverse way, especially with how weak the dollar is looking. Let me go down to the 1 minute. Caution, don't ever listen to anything on the 1 minute, but it's a good way to just start up from low time frames, start looking. 1 minute, it could look worse, honestly, could look worse. Money flow's coming up, it rolled over, cool. RSI overbought, returning to about that 50 line. 5 minute less decided. Less decided here. 15 minute looking pretty strong. RSI coming up with our highs. That's good. Avoiding that bearish divergence. 45 minute looking a little saggier. Hourly looking pretty clean. I think it's going to come down to this hourly close. We got 27 minutes. The higher this candle closes, I think the better the price action, or the more positive the price action will be today. More green. In my kind of fluster today, because I woke up at like 9:30 and I was like, oh shit, this is at 10. I got to go live. Have been ADD. I've missed a lot of new subscribers here. What's up, Mr. Dank Star? Appreciate that name. What's up, bro? Gearhead Eddie. Victor Campos subscribed. Kang Oldick subscribed. Kalan Kalu subscribed. John Goschel subscribed. Aless German subscribed. Nuno Durarte subscribed. We got a lot of new subscribers. Probably people joining us from that altcoin daily video. I have not watched it yet, guys. It's hard to watch yourself, especially because we did like a long interview and they always cut it up into like whatever they want to cut it up into. And so I haven't watched it yet. If you guys have watched it, let me know. Tell me if it's good or not. But welcome to all the altcoin daily viewers. I'm glad you guys found us. We are the channel you need. We've been live here 5 years. We're live Monday, Wednesday, Friday, typically at 1 p.m. East. I put out just content in between pretty much every day. We have a free trading course. It is a playlist on this YouTube. There's no paid version. You should check it out if you're interested in trading. What else? What else? You should make sure you've subscribed. Join us. Hit that like button. All those things. Join the Discord. The Discord, discord.gg/TomCrown. Keep up with our community. It's a good place to be. People from all over the world chatting, trading, etc. in there. If you sign up with any of the partners in the video description below, including our sponsors, LuxAlgo and MetaSignals, any of them, doesn't have to be something you pay for though, you will get exclusive VIP access to our trading group. Doesn't cost you anything. It's a good place to start. So what should we do? What time does Powell speak? I show you. He already did, brother. There is DVR enabled. You can go back and watch it. You can rewind it. You prefer me over Altcoin Daily anyway? Thank you, brother. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. The altcoin video was great. Okay, cool. I always read the comments though, and I guess I was saying dovish. I don't even know what I was saying. Dubbish. I don't know. But people were going wild about it. They were very triggered. Obviously, every time I go on that channel, triggered by the glasses. Okay, boomer. Triggered by the glasses, triggered by saying dovish. I don't even know if I was saying it wrong or right by now. That word doesn't even mean anything to me. What's up, Coca-Cola? Who else is here today joining us early? Because we are still 2.5 hours earlier than we usually are. So anyone here extra credit, like 𝐂𝐴𝐽 is here. Coca-Cola, Colin, McDonald, Cryptic Crab, Man, Crypto Kitty, Crypto Stevo, what's up, brother? Dreams, 7X, Foxy, my guy Foxy. Greg, how you doing, Greg? Shevuk, Digibite, or Just a Nibble, one of the best names. I need my BTC. I saw your comment over there on the video. Grateful MJP, my bad. Whoa, yeah. Put a message in the chat. Put the message in the chat. I'm going to shout you out. Like 𝐵𝐾ash, how you doing, brother? Charlie, Flezik, Chris Puff. I'll try to shout you out. Bathwater Basin, Christian, what's up, bros? Jen Will, how you doing, Jen? Jim Kennedy, I noticed you in the chat earlier today. Are you newer to our channel or am I just unobservant? Both could be true. I show you, what's up, man? Johan Mobile, Just a User, Justin Farrow, Crypto Junkie, Kevin Persons, Quicker, what's up, Quicker? Main Event, Moggy Games on Twitter X, Mighty Mike Bennett, Mr. Pumpalot, Netstar, Online Piano Bar. I guess that's, oh, you've changed your name, because I was like, who in the hell has a wrench here named that? I know who. Osiris 101, Positive Flow, Randy Greer, Raymond Zhang, Zahid Shakarami, Sergio, my guy, my savior, Silver, Storm the Castle, Timothy Kulish, Toxic, spelled with T's and K's, Tonzi Norman, Trick Shots, Troy Ben, what's up, man? Ty Fox, Udo W, Verhoofdy Floofen. We got a lot of people here today. Hell yeah. Valentine Food Network. You were trying to control my mind earlier. Did it work? Warren G, Webkist, Yakabro. What's up, friends? I'm sure I missed a lot of them because I read it from the participants list. I'm sure. What's up, Derek Moore? I see you. Let me see. David Brum, of course. Taylor. Mohammed M. What's up, man? Smash the likes. Thank you, Jen. He's plugged into an AI system that controls his thoughts. Okay. What's up, Big Tuna Studios? That's some interesting ideas you guys are bringing today. Jibba Jabba, party time. Haru, called out. Thought you did great. Thank you, sir. Wish I could shake people's hands on that. XRP cast. Yeah, let's get into some charts. Let's get into some of these charts. What's up, Dado? Brutal. Stocks all-time high. Price prediction. Sure. We can do that. S&P reaching on up, getting on back to that previous all-time high. Let's go over stocks super quick because that's not the focus on this channel. If S&P breaks its all-time high here, it has made quite an impressive recovery. I would call it a V-shaped recovery back to the previous all-time high at 565. This is S&P SPY ticker, not SPX. If it does break that all-time high, I have an alert. Same analysis that we did on the altcoin daily video to get TRX. Same analysis we do for every chart. No bias here. Break your all-time high. And what do we do for those who don't know? We use our fib tool. We connect our swing high to swing low. And we look to our 1, 6, 1, 8, and 2 Fibonacci extension targets. That would give us 599 to 620. Probably where I'm looking. Big caveat though. That number is meaningless. Those targets are meaningless until you break that all-time high. Then they become the target via this tool. Good targets there. NQ. So NASDAQ, man. We made a call for 20K on that bounce. It hit, started selling off. But today, holy crap, it does look like it is showing strength again. A strong close, I'd say above 20,000 on NQ, likely moving it in the same direction as the S&P, back to that previous all-time high. So let's do that same moon math here. I already did it earlier, I guess. I've already connected that swing high to swing low, and we're going to look at these same upside extensions. Why does this work? I don't know, man. It just does. It just does. Our 1618 sits at 23.5 and our measured move target at 25K. I think that actually sounds rather good. That sounds rather good. Remember, again, need to see the all-time high broken before these are meaningful in any capacity, just at all. Ooh, what's up, Sharknado? We can look at one of your charts, Sharknado. Love you, brother. Sharknado, I think, has the longest standing membership on this channel. By the way, anyone joining us who's like from Altcoin Daily, not familiar with this channel, never seen the Tom Crown town. Welcome again. But I was saying we've been on YouTube 5 years live streaming. There's some proof. Crypto Sharknado, member for 55 months. 55, man. What a G. Love you, brother. We'll look at one of those. We have to do some crypto first, I think. But what do you want to see? Qubits or Raggers? Qubits or Riggety? Qubits. Hope Professor Bean's doing well. She is. She is. She did not like the way I just picked her up, though. I picked her up weird. I usually pick her up a different way, but I was kind of on the spot. Whoa. What just happened? What does this button even do? Open new window mode. No, Qubits. We'll look at this for you, my friend, but we need to do some crypto first. What are we looking at, boys? I'm pulling up the chat. Sorry, I was kind of ranting. A little ranting and riling. 21% of people answered the poll that they're from Altcoin Daily. I hope that's true. That would be dope. Wow, there's some very interesting stuff being said in this live chat. Weird. What's up, Desert Crypto? Signing up for that Memby. Make sure you take advantage of those emojis. What's up, Bad Baptist, my guy? I know what you're looking at. Jasmy, Near. I haven't looked at Near in a long time. We can look at Near. Gala, Near. It is F-Boy Friday, by the way. It is. Did you guys notice since F-Boy Friday returned? What happened? What's happened since F-Boy Friday returned? You know. I told you. It came back. It comes back when we need it the most. Right there. F-Boy Friday. That's where it returned. Near. Okay. I'll pull up some of these. We'll pull up Near. Then we're going to pull up Far. Then we're going to pull up wherever you are. Haven't looked at this in quite a bit. We'll rip out some Near. Jasmy. All right. We haven't looked at Jasmy in a while either. We'll pull up Jasmy. Jasmine. Little Jasmine. Hava. I don't know what that is. Big tuna. What is Hava? No. Dude, we got stopped out on so many of these longs. Like, it's just such bull wicks, man. Bullshit wicks. Looking Near. Render BTC. Kujira. What's that, Victor? Gina is the only thing that hasn't returned. She'll return. Just give it time. She'll return. She always does. All right. Honey. What the hell is honey? King TJ. What is honey? King TJ. Seems you've only ever asked for honey. No, you asked for Blur. Okay. You've been in the chat before. Fair enough. Endel. Nicholas Arena. I think you were asking for that in a bit. We have Near pulled up. Don't worry. Celine Dion. Yeah, well, I just dated myself, Charlie. Don't worry. Don't you worry. Gala. Okay, there's more than one person asking for Gala. That is unusual in its own, so we'll pull it up. Solana. No. Oh, man, these old charts. We've gotten riggedy wrecked on some of these. Let's get one more. Let's get one more up. STX, NMR, RSR, LPT are ripping. Death Spiral. That funky Death Spiral. Let me look up. So I pulled up a few of your requests. We can pull up more. For those just tuning in, Near Jasmy Gala pulled up for the chat. Let's go here to our biggest. Let's just look at like biggest gainers. Let's see what's really ripping. Because sometimes you guys say stuff's ripping and it's not. So we'll see. Biggest 24-hour gainers, FET, $1.10. Interesting, $1.10. Ooh, FET in the 7-day. Oh, that's Avalanche. No one asking for AVAX. Interesting. Matic. Yeah, we looked at Matic last stream. It was doing better. We can look at Matic again. Core. Ooh, what the hell is Core? Does anybody care about Core? You're the best, Stevo. If you care about Core, put a 1 in chat. Gala. Okay, you're right. Gala, top 3 gainer. Rune. No one's asked about Rune. No one's asked about TAO, SEI. Near we have pulled up. Graph, SUI, IMX, AVAX, Apt, Optimism, Celestia. Core is great. Shiba Inu, AVAX, please. Fully invested, Glenn. Matic. All right. Only for you, Jen. You know, I got a sweet spot for the ladies here. Get the Matic up. The Matic. Ooh, Matic is doing something. Matic is doing something. Okay. We'll look at Matic. It is doing something, but damn it, didn't quite make it. We were looking at 56, but don't want to get ahead of myself. RSR. Or works with Bitcoin. You mean a hard spot? Giggity. Hex will run harder than you can imagine. Wow. You know what? I'm just going to take a moment and I'd like to shake your hand, Beached Whale. Still rooting for Hex. After all this time, that takes dedication. It reminds me of my Litecoin. Yeah, my Litecoin, I don't want to call it an era because I'm still in it. But I'm still rooting against all odds, man. I'm still rooting, still there. That takes diamond hands. I'm going to give you a little handshake. Filecoin, Brett, Athena, exit Hex now. Randy, that message is like 4 years late, my friend. 4 years. XRP just hasn't moved. Like, you got to move. I've been watching it. You just got to move first. All right, we got a few pulled up. Dedication and delusion. You know, in I'm My Hero, there really isn't. Dedication is largely delusion, I feel. Like, I'm talking for myself as well, like for everybody. All right, well, as you can see, let's look at Near. We're gonna do Near first. Why? I don't know. It's just because it was first in the order. Let's look at the month. Near did hit $6, hit $9. Let's go. Okay. Order block. Let's tell our little macro story. Near bottomed out November of 23. Began rallying. Let's actually get rid of this quick. Began the rally. Filled in some of this market inefficiency. Came back to its previous resistance. Found support, resistance, fell into a bear market, right here. Retested. Painted an order block. Broke through resistance. Painted an even fancier order block. It's not textbook order block, but it's like same difference. You have equal size candles moving sideways. Found resistance here, which is kind of weird. This isn't really a spot that makes sense for resistance. If you look to the left, there's nothing that really would suggest that's where sellers would come in. I would have just guessed, if I had to throw a number out there, $10, psychological number. If you're going to sell something, let's say you bought it at $2, starts ripping. What's like, I don't know, it's at $5, $6, $7. What are you going to do? You're going to put a sell order at 10, probably. Highly doubt you're going to put an order at $9.01. Just kind of not really a logical, easy number for us, but topped out apparently. Since then, it has come back, because we haven't looked at this in a while. We have to do our little narrative. Painted what looked like accumulation and flag, did not. Broke down, back tested that previous support as resistance in July, and then continued lower into August. So here on the month, this is maybe the good positive talk I can make about this monthly. It did not break this order block it painted at the beginning of the year. We've seen a lot of charts do a very similar move where they bounce off their bear market low, paint this order block, find resistance, come back, and break that low. That is a bearish setup, but Near avoided that. It avoided that here. Just nearly. There's so many jokes to be made. Just nearly. So that's decent. It's decent. We are looking to close above 435.37 this month. That'd be a solid monthly close for Near. Let's get back to the week. So I'm glad we waited till now to look at this. On the week, support, resistance, you fell. Last week, we tested that previous support as resistance. It did reject last week, but this week had different plans, pushing through into a higher high. I want that $4.37 close on Near. That's what I want this weekend, 2 days and 10 hours. If we close above 437, I think a $6 Near makes a lot of sense. 618 retracement, $6.11 was our historical level. There's some confluence there for you. And you have a lot of inefficiency, just in general. Inefficiency being when the market just moves in one direction mostly. So these big bodied candles are inefficient. When we have inefficiency, the market does tend to kind of slice back through those levels with little resistance, as most of the sellers and buyers have already executed their trades or folded out of them. Weekly doesn't look bad either. Momentum pinching, VWAP at 0. I think near's going to $6. Before I get too confident on that, let's look at the day. Daily rolling over, nice. No divergence, that's okay. That's okay. Here's how I'd play this. And for the first time viewers, nothing I say is financial advice, meaning please don't just blindly copy any trades I put out. It's not the way to succeed. You're just going to end up losing money even if it works sometimes. Trading just doesn't work that way. I put stuff out here to show you how I might approach a trade. And I hope that that value seeps into your mind and that you can steal my ideas, steal my analysis, whatever you need to do to help you be a better trader. That's all I want. Yeah, I like this. I like this. So not today. I would say not on today's candle, but into this weekend we could see it, or Monday, early next week. This would be the way I might approach along on near. Targeting at that 618, at that historical level. You could do 611, but I'm just going to cut it. I'm going to cut it early. Do like 599. 599. It's about tree fitty. Stop loss is underneath our lows from 15th, 16th of August. At a 2.7 to 1, we could be, hell, we could actually extend this stop loss all the way below 288, and you still have a 1 to 1. That's not my preferred risk to reward. But still, you are risking the same amount that you are potentially benefiting from this trade. But I'm going to keep it here at this like 2.5 to 1. I could see this playing out. I can see that. Kind of the issue or not issue is, I don't know if it's an issue. What I'm thinking here though, is it kind of looks, I don't know how to cut this. Maybe not. It kind of looks like even if it hits there, it still is in some kind of downtrend, right? Still a lower high. Maybe you come down, make that higher low here and start the trek up. I don't know. That's how I'm going to take near for now. Last thing I'm going to do is just really quickly look at our moving averages because they've been so important on just every other chart. Every other chart, man. All right, that's fine. I'm going to move on. Moving on. There you go. Near in the bag. I'm going to put this. I'm going to put this chart into those exclusive trading rooms on Discord. So ominous. So exclusive. Okay, near in the books. Jasmy next. Jasmy or Gala? Let me see. Jasmy hasn't really moved. Gala's kind of moving. Kind of moving. Let's see. Gala did not tap and run. It fell and fell and fell and fell and wow. Not a great looking chart. Let me see. Before I do another whole chart and get just wrapped into what I'm doing. Yikes. That's brutal. Let me see what you guys are looking at. Tom, IOUSDT, please. Osama K. Baraja. How you doing, brother? I don't know what that is. Harry Hood says bye. Okay. Can you explain Bitcoin 1 hour candle, please, Crypto Gamer? Ooh, no, this is not what we wanted. No. Such a beautiful candle. It was so pretty. Why did it have to go this way? Yeah, that's pretty brutal. You're right. I should look back in on this. Yikes. I was saying with a strong hourly close that we were looking to have, that was likely going to be a confident signal for further upside into the weekend. Bitcoin had other plans. So what's going on? Explain it. I only have one place to look to see. And no, it doesn't. I can't explain it. Earlier in the stream, I was talking about Bitcoin, its correlation, inverse correlation at times to the dollar and how on the Jackson Hole meeting, we saw the dollar take a huge tumble, massive tumble for the dollar, almost 0.5% in 1 hour. And Bitcoin was making a nice little green candle here. And I was saying maybe that correlation has returned. However, it does not seem so. It does not appear to be at the moment. The dollar's still down. Bitcoin reversing that candle. 5 minutes to go on this hourly. There is no explanation, to be honest. Unfortunately, that's high volume too. Unfortunately, there's just not really logical explanations in trading. Sometimes there's narratives that fit and they make us feel warm and fuzzy inside, but they almost never have any real grasp on reality. Like they aren't the motivating factors. They're just there to keep us, I don't know, paying attention. Something like that. That sucks. Yikes. Huh. Weird. It's not as bad as I thought it would be. That's pretty ugly, though. Just retraced all of those gains. Son of a bitch. Where are we? 12 hours still slightly green here. 60.7. At least the 4 hour still has an hour to go. Could see that recover somewhat in that 4 hour. That is unfortunate. It was getting very exciting. It was getting hella exciting there for a sec. However, I still wouldn't worry too much, right? You zoom out to the day. The daily's still green. Certainly not the candle it was. But we have 9 hours. This could easily go back to where it was. It could go higher. There's lots of time. This 1 hour candle is not something I would read into for anything outside of maybe the next 2 hours of trading. That certainly is ugly, though. I didn't expect it. I expected it to close lower than it moved, but like red, I don't know, man. 2 minutes to go. Maybe it'll still close green. Doubt it. S&P filling the gap. Is it? S&P filling something. Giggity, giggity. Little red candle there too. Well, I guess we can give this a lazy explanation of it looks like just assets went down in this hour, right? S&P 500 down, even though it was on a ripper the hour before. NASDAQ with an identical candle to Bitcoin here. I guess here's our fuzzy, warm, friendly narrative. That friendly, fuzzy, warm narrative is the market sold off. Bitcoin being a part of it. Same candle, man. High, tall wick. Boom, down into red. Bitcoin actually maybe holding this candle a little bit better. 60.8 point of control and holding, all good. Like I said, I'm not too worried about that in general. Not too worried. But it isn't what I wanted to see. Why did Lucy move the football and trick Charlie Brown again? I know, man. Joraj, I appreciate your comment. One of the mods hit it because they're doing their job, but yeah, it's a gangbang. Everybody getting F today. Giga short BTC says so shim. Giga short. Better in the long term if we go down for now. Could be. Could be. Bitcoin has spent a lot of this rally not up, though. I'm not sure if I feel the same way about retracements for this rally. It took a very long time for people to get bullish on any of this. In fact, people really didn't get bullish till right here, right at the exact top. So I think whatever price will get these new buyers to fold is where the bottom will be. That may be a line in our chart. It may not be. Really just whatever gets these hands out. I think as soon as that happens, this rally returns and we continue up to new all-time highs. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. 28 seconds. We're just going to watch this thing. 28 seconds. Darth Maul. Yep, the Darth Maul candle. One of my favorite made-up terms. That is awesome in trading. 𝐂𝐸𝐵𝐵 Earning Zone subscribed. Welcome. 𝐂𝐸𝐵𝐵 Earning Zone. How you doing? Who's out there and hasn't subscribed yet? You should join our fam. We still have 700-ish viewers on this live stream. Chairman Powell already spoke. How was the speech? Honestly, it was a better speech than usual. He used some new words like snarl. That was interesting. It just overall dovish, really kind of reflective of all the other rhetoric over the last month. Just chill, people. That's right. You thought it was Sith and Jedi candles, Justin King? I don't. I think Darth Maul is just a made up term that like we adopted in crypto. Closed red, son of a bitch. We're gonna have a Friday party. Party's canceled, boys. Back to the ramen. Back to ramen. Where's Jabba? That's a great question. What's up, Nick? Angik? What's his name here? DDG. Drew DiTalione. First Coast Crypto. Joe Potter. There's some new names. Kevin Williams. Mr. 100. Are you the real Mr. 100? Paulius. Random Stuffs TV. 𝐂𝐴_Zach. We got some new names. Welcome, fam. Hails to the... let's continue to cut through some of these charts. The Jabba candle. The Jabba the Hutt candle. I was doing Gala. Was it Gala or Jasmine? Let's do Gala because it's moving. I'm going to hide this on the month only so it isn't taking up all of our view. Let's see. Did not get to move up. This is another weird one. So this stands out to me. What do you guys see here? This is the monthly inverted. Can we do ICPs? Maybe. Maybe. What do I get? I'm just playing. Say your name, var 6 core 14. There you go. Head and shoulders. There you go, 𝐂𝐴. That's what I see. That's what I see. Lower low, lower high, and it's inverted. So that is probably good. That is probably good. The higher low ever so slightly from October holding in. Did not hold this though. 2.1 cents going to be some serious resistance on the way up. Now, some of these charts are so old that I see my old analysis and I'm like, why did I? What was I thinking? Like, what were these lines? Where are these lines from? Here we go. Let me update this. Gonna have some resistance sitting at 2.1 cents on the Gala. Take our fib tool. Boom. That's also our shallow retracement. Oof. Ooh, if Gala rejects 2.1 cents, shit's so screwed. It's that happens. It's bad news. I have some Gala somewhere. I'm sure it's the position is red now. Positive. Let's get down to the week here. Riggedy wrecked. Every single time we've tried to long this over the years, riggedy wrecked. Back in March, riggedy wrecked. Tight channel down. That's what she said. Tight channel down. That does make sense with potentially identifying that larger inverse head and shoulders on the month. I'm gonna do this too because these things bother me. They're still there. Don't worry. Tight channel down. Depends how you want to draw this, but the good news is these channels do tend to resolve to the upside eventually, right? The upside target I'd be looking for 4.3 cents, 618 retracement, but more importantly, this is the fake out support, I'll call it. After March's high, most coins sold off and established like a fake support, a support that they tested over and over and over again. All of them lost it virtually, but all of them now have that strong level above them for the most part. That's going to be at 4.1 cents. This is a great place to look to shave profits on any kind of leverage position you're in. Maybe potentially look to head short if you're overexposed to the Gala. That level is very tasty. Very, very tasty. Now, 2.1 cents, though, still in the way. Rejecting from there is very bad. Would be very, very bad. Let's go to the day so you can see this clear. I'm not excited about this yet. It looks all right. It looks like it could still move up at least 2.18 cents. I'm not excited about this chart yet. 200-day sitting pretty close to that 4-cent target. At the 618, man, I wouldn't touch this, honestly. I don't like the long on it, and I don't like the short on it either. I mean, maybe from 2.18, but like for me, Gala is no trade. No trade at the moment. If it can retake 2.18, then we start talking about that bigger inverse head and shoulders. And we start talking about 4 cents. But for now, I ain't longing it or shorting it. I'm going to set some alerts, though, because I don't have any, apparently. I'm going to set them just under the low here, under 1.3 cents. Gala is in huge trouble. Not there. I'm not even saying it's going there. Above 2.18, it is looking much better, and we will check back in on this when it does one of the two. I just don't quite trust this reach up yet. I'm not loving what I'm seeing. Crazier things have happened. IMX. When we look at SUI, SUI was in the top gainers. What's up? Auto did act. Hi, Tom. When taking profits or saying stop loss in profit at same target, will you get less if stop losses hit rather than yes? Wait. So what you're asking is you have a trade open, right? Let's just say it's a long because it's easy for me to do. It's a long. That price is above your entry. What you're saying is if you move your stop loss to profit, so just above your entry, but then you say at the same target. So say your stop loss is up here, or your entry is here, price is now here. Your take profit is above price because it has to be. You're saying if you move your stop loss to your take profit, what will happen? It will close the position. That's what will happen. If you move your stop loss up above your entry, if the stop loss hits, yes, you'll gain less than your take profit because it's going to close at a lower number. Hopefully that answers what you're talking about. Hopefully. First Coast Crypto, love your analysis, but by not using volume profiles, you're missing half the picture. You don't think I use volume profiles, my friend? You don't think I use... No, I'm just playing. So when I am live, one of the biggest struggles is to keep the chart clean enough so that viewers can see it, right? There's lots of things that I use that I might not have up on the chart at all times. Many. And to answer your question, not really answering your question, but to kind of acknowledge what you're saying, we might have the best video on YouTube about just that topic I'm very familiar with. Check it out after the live stream in our free trading course. Everything's free. You get a free trading course. You get a free trading course. See, dude, it's all there. All the goodies. There's like 20 free lessons in this trading course. There aren't any unfree ones, by the way. They're all free. That's just how many we've made. I have like 2 more that are done and ready to publish. But I appreciate you. Appreciate a connoisseur. A fellow connoisseur of the indicators. I do love the volume profile. Let's go month maybe. Here we go. Jasmy. I wasn't too excited about Jasmy. When someone said do Jasmy, and I looked at like the hourlies, right? Wasn't too excited. However, I'm liking this on the month, so we are going to talk about it. Liking it on the month. Let's clean up. It is good. We had some great calls on Jasmy. Didn't quite hit 5 cents though. We got skunked. Jasmy held on to its low from May ever so slightly. Really similar to the rest of the market. If you look left on this monthly chart, you will have your comfy, fuzzy narrative as to why. What's going on here? As to why, is that the word? As to why we're seeing price action kind of chill here. You had efficiency on your monthly time frame, meaning price moved up and down. And in that narrative, sellers got caught on the wrong side of the trade as it pumped. Buyers got trapped in longs as it dumped back down. There are trapped orders. Basically think if you were buying or trading this, you probably got caught on the wrong side of the trade at some point in these 3 months. If it was spot and you bought, you're looking to what? You're looking to get back out when price returns there. So that is likely an explanation of kind of this price level. This looks and makes more sense than near that we just looked at, where it just kind of randomly topped out. This makes sense. So kind of on the month, just first impressions here. I like this. previous monthly resistance from March and April of this year. It pumped through in May, kind of after the rest of the market, topped out in June. Now this wick is ugly. It is a slightly higher low though. That's good. You can call it a double bottom if you want. But near on the month is making some progress here. Close above 2.2 cents on the month. So in 8 days, gonna be a strong close in perspective of these ugly candles. That's where I'm going to be looking. Closing below, I think you at least see 1.8 cents again next month. Stopped out again. Gosh, this one didn't though. 100% gain. Stopped out again. Womp. Put this on the day. Short never filled. Most of these alts have the same kind of thing on the week. It's like you have a support weekly close, a lower high that breaks, and now you're like right back here. We're going to do Matic next. I don't know if you're still here, Jen. But Matic did something similar, and I was skeptical, but I think Matic has retaken it. We'll find out soon. Higher high on the week. Cool beans. Weekly, looking pretty strong. MACD, which is randomly up here. Momentum potentially waning on a strong close over the next 2 days and 9 hours. 20 weekly at 2.5 cents. That's a pretty, that seems pretty reasonable, actually. Pretty reasonable. Ooh, fighting with the 200-day. Not what you love to see, though. Yikes. Tested the 200-day. Last time it tested it was the 12th of this month. Candle turned back around right at the 0.5 retrace too. A pretty ugly level to see a rejection. If 𝐒𝐶 does reject here on this daily high at the 200-day and at the 50, the 0.5 retracement, that's a pretty bearish rejection. I would expect 1.8 cents again. Daily rolling over like it is with everything. All you got to do is close a candle above 2.2 cents. 2.2 cents. Get back over that 200-day. Hold it. Move to 2.5 cents. I forget what we just saw at 2.5 cents. That I was like, oh, that seems... Oh, the 20-week. The 20-week also lining up here with our local fib retracement at the golden pocket. Also our wick low before our higher high and fall. Likely a significant level. Likely liquidity is resting here at 2.5 cents. It isn't far away from price at the moment, so not a huge trade, but potential to get out of a bad trade or to head short, I think, is on the table there. That's on the table. 𝐒𝐶 is jazz ride. Very nice. I'll put my alerts 2.5, 1.5. And we're just going to have to come back to this because it is still mostly sideways. I just don't like that it's interacting with that 200 so bearishly already. I'm going to look at qubits here for Sharknado quick, and I'm going to go back to the chat. My trade got wrecked, my friend. I'm sorry. It looked so good for a while. Our trade here filled. It started trending back up. It actually, holy shit. It actually went up almost 30%. This is a stock. It almost went up 30% from our entry before falling lower. Yikes. Let's take a peek at this fall for Sharknado. Wow. Kind of clean here. I don't know if you noticed this, Shark. Kind of clean fall. We've used the fib tool to find upward targets many times in the stream already. This is the first time we're looking for a downward target with it using the same logic. And I like that. Our measured move target was 77 cents. Does seem to have found support there. Has returned to that previous support, testing it as resistance. And trading view, this one up. Okay. Zoom in. $1.08, proving its importance here on the chart. Found support, lower high, fell through, back tested, fell to its measured move, now back to 108. So, I don't know what you're looking for on this one, Sharknado. Daily does look like it's slowly gearing up, but I think you see at least a higher low here first. I think you see some kind of rejection at 108. I don't know what you're looking for. I wonder what you're seeing on this. It's right at resistance again after a nice move. hard to put an edge. Hard to put an edge. You could see it just break up from here or return to that support. I don't have it for you, man. I don't have it. What are you looking at? Let me pull the chat up. What's up, Fauza Baradi and Tizrilla? What a good name. Tizrilla subscribing. Welcome, Tizrilla. The Riztilla. Dollar continuing its spelunking mission here today. It's moon mission to zero. The dollar's really eating shit, guys. Wow. Already kind of teasing December 24th's low, last year's Q4 low. Already there, making it in record time. Losing that level, like I said earlier, send it to under 100. You don't find support under 100, 88, 90. You're looking for like a 10% fall there. The dollar is in peril. It's an absolute peril right now. I don't think this bleeding will stop till the month ends. If it's going to reverse and see like a retracement back up to 104, maybe 102, that likely will kick in at the rollover of the new month. Bitcoin held its low pretty well. Okay. Still ugly. Returned what to the point of control? Still ugly, but could have been worse. This looked like one of those nukes in the making. Held on to the higher low still in trend. I don't hate it. I have so many charts up right now. It's ridiculous. Bira. Haley, what's up, Bira? Welcome to the fam. Kind of looks like it's looking to fill that hourly wick, doesn't it? Yeah, we're still holding strong. Following that 50 hourly moving average up. I like this. I don't usually use the 50 and 200 on the 1 hour time frame, but it's had a lot of really cool interactions just in this price, in this like structure here. Look at the 50 come up, kiss the 200 fall down, immediately cross again, and then like kiss on the way up. And now price is really following the 50 1 hour moving average very closely. Incredibly closely, actually. Just put on the 50 for you. Look at this. Interesting. Put in perspective, from our last swing high in August, look at this, the exact opposite. Following that 50 down, not even touching it really. Almost avoiding it, like it's allergic to it. That's a very different energy. I like it. I think we see this day actually end up not so bad. 4 hours still holding on here. 42 minutes. A clean close here could just wipe away that hour. Wipe away that crappy hour. All right, pull up the chat. Pull up the chat. Refreshing the chat. Pulling it up. 500 viewers still. Nice. Not bad. Not bad. It's really early for us. We're still like 2 hours earlier than we usually stream. JTO. IMX. Man, you have been asking for IMX for a while. Okay. All right, buddy. We'll pull it up. I don't even know if we've ever looked at it. I do not have any. No, I don't really know what it is. I said we'd look at Matic, though. I guess we've looked at this more recently than I expected. Let's see. Okay. We've looked at this more recently than I expected. We will peek into this. Good eye. It's actually a good time to look at it. I was going to look at Matic, but Matic actually hasn't done anything since our last update. Looking good. Retook 49.50 cent level. That's very good. Very, very good. But just like, what was it, Wednesday or Monday, whenever we looked at this, love it. But you have to set a higher high. You have to move above 56 cents. You have to. I could see this playing out. Coming back down to 50, there's likely an entry at 50. But you need the higher highs. You need higher highs for an uptrend. I think 66 cents is a great target for any long position. Stop loss, gonna be hard. You have that inefficient move up. This is kind of like the dangerous higher risk long. Whatever makes sense to you. Whatever is like in your wheelhouse. I'm just gonna drop it at like a 2.5. Something like that. This is on the bet that this plays out. Something like that. I'm watching it. Don't you worry. It's made some upside progress, but only a few percent since our last update. And those percents haven't really brought us to a significant level. So I don't have much to say about it. IMX, on the other hand, following the TA. Okay, it's been a little bit. We placed this trade a while ago. Measured move target at $1. Psychological level, $1. That was the, wow. This is a beautiful trade. Looking for a 92% upside. That might be a little greedy. I think I even said, I think I remember when I was doing this. It was like in May of this year, perhaps. And I think I remember saying I would buy some at $1. I didn't. I forgot. I totally forgot. It probably, yeah, it hit like while I was moving. Was not watching the charts. Okay. Dollar held strong, higher highs in this week. That's not looking terrible. Not a lot of signals here, though. Little bearish cross on the week above you, not a problem. Close this week above 127. Retake the 100 weekly moving average. That would be solid. It's at 136, so you could sell off into this weekend and still have a very, very good looking weekly close there. Daily looks great. Whoa. Oof, oof. Dollar was the entry. For sure. I don't know if you get another one. I don't know if you get another one. I don't know where the other one would be. If $1 comes again, or $1.06, maybe a good entry. I hope it doesn't. I hope it continues this momentum. We originally placed $1.93 as the take profit on this. That was before any of this happened. Still a great place to look to take profit. But now that we have a little bit more of this chart in front of us, right here, it's like 167. Looking like a very important level. Let's throw this on the chart. 170. I might revise, if I was in this trade, I might revise it to 170. You can see here, price rejected from it, lower low, rejected from it again, lower low. That makes sense to me. That's still a 70% gain. Huge. Huge, huge. It looks good. Money flow rolling over on the day. 200 daily coming on down to that $2 mark. I think it will hit 200 by the end of the year. Provided the rest of the market doesn't nuke, I think it hits 200 by the end of the year. Time we go live. We go live at 10, right? Yeah, we went live at 10. So we're an hour and a half in. Not bad. What's up, Barbaric Puma? First Coast Crypto. Matic and Polby 1-to-1. I have a question, though. So I do not know the answer. And you guys know I'm skeptical pretty much on everything in crypto all the time. So don't think it's specific to Matic. If Matic is splitting 1-to-1 to Pol, why are they doing it? Why do they need to do this? What's the point? I don't know. Nasty sturgeon price action. Okay. The sturgeon moon, baby. What's up, Vicente Ton? Pull up Ton. Yeah, dude, what? So why are they doing that? What is with the Matic to Paul change? Like, what's the point? Is the point like here? I guess here's like, I'll just be honest. Here's where my brain goes. To me, it seems you would do that so you can get rid of your chart history, so that you can almost LARP as a new coin. That is like where my brain goes. I'm sure there's some reason, because we're transitioning and we're adding 8 million transactions per millisecond and blah, 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 blah. Like, I'm sure there's those reasons. But like in reality, what's the point? Why are they doing it? This is not my area of expertise. I wouldn't understand the technicals even if they were presented to me. Yeah, I've done that. But I'm just curious. What do you guys think? I'm sure someone has the official reason, but like, what do you guys think? Why? What is the reason? This is interesting. 𝐂𝐻 is the most suspicious coin in all of crypto, in my opinion, right now. 𝐂𝐻 looks like it wants to break up. $550. Could be an entry at $550. You're looking for an entry, maybe $550. Something like that. Make sure you guys have joined the Discord, by the way. Liked and subscribed, you know the deal. Just quick chill. Just chill. Stuff in the video description, etc. 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 $6 to $550. May get an entry there for the 𝐻. Not a lot going on. 762 monthly resistance above. Good, solid place to look to take profit if it hits. Could see this playing out. Kind of like this though. So I read this in this way. From your high to your low. I guess it's from this high. From your high to your low. You have held that 618. You have moved back to the golden fib retracement level, but you're holding it as support. That's pretty exciting to me. The deep retracement 786 is acting as resistance. Your lows are coming up. That's pretty bullish. Typically, when markets retrace to that 786, this is what they say. They say, typically, that is the market showing it wants to continue. Certainly not 100% of the time, anything like that, but that's what they say. This holding its retracement. It's setting higher highs, higher lows. It's above its 200. That is very spicy. Most coins below their 200 daily moving average. 𝐻 found support there, right back to the 100. I think this does look kind of prime. This looks pretty decent, actually. Because you have this deep move down from an all-time high, you actually get different fib levels up here. We had 1050 and 1275 as our break all-time high price exploration targets. But using our new retracement, provided it goes to a new all-time high without setting a lower low, we might be looking at a little bit higher. 1168, 1445, I don't know. Kind of like that $10 target, though. Kind of like it. 𝐻 in the bag. 𝐻 in the bag, bag in the 𝐻, 𝐻 in the bag, bag in the 𝐻. Bitcoin in the bag. Still looking okay, though. Let me see. 1,200 votes. 22% of them were here from Altcoin Daily. Dang. That means like 250 of the people who voted. Not bad. Welcome. I don't know if any of you are still here. I know you guys aren't quite as charty as we are. But to be fair, almost no one is quite as charty as we are. Good morning. Soft Shell, how you doing? Pepe? You messed up voting, Hendrik. Don't worry about it, bro. I'm glad you voted. You tapped that lady. What lady? You tapped that lady sitting there. What's up, Casey? I don't know. What lady? Is there a lady I'm missing? Where's this lady at? What's up, ladies? Seems the news from Chairman Powell is not so good. Honestly, the news was nothing. It really was just more dovish talk. Check the corn, Taylor. Always. Corn's up. We check Adam. I don't know, man. I don't know if I want to kick off our weekend to depressing Adam chart. I don't know. I don't know if we can take it after today's sell-off. My mic volume has been very low. Oh, I forgot. Damn, nobody said anything. It's been like hella low the entire stream. Oh well, it's Friday. I still have to make my F-Boy Friday post. Cheap burger. Yeah, it was a nothing burger, but we got to have another family meal of nothing burgers together. That's what it's all about. Please, m'lady. M'lady, sure. Mic volume has been fine. Okay. YouTube's pretty good at figuring that out. Like I had turned it down. I turned it down previously. I had a m'lady chart. What the fuck? M'lady? Is it lady? M'lad? M'lady? Is this it? Okay. It's been a while. It's been a while, man. Milady did hit our 1618, hit our target, then nuked, has continued nuking, it seems. Let's update our chart. Resistance above at 17.2. Obviously at the all-time high, 41.3. Coming on down. Let's go to higher time frames now that we have them. Okay. Here we are. This ain't bad. 6,488. Untested. Untested order block. Almost every other chart has tested that level. Their corresponding similar level. Milady has not. You can interpret that as a sign of strength, or you can interpret that as a sign of future opportunity. 6,488. Taking that right back up, you get a 3.2 to 1. If you want to go back to the previous all-time high, 17.2, I'm going to just cut it short at under 15, right at those monthly supports right there. I think that if this trade comes, it's a good one. That's what she said. If it comes, it's a good one. Giggity, giggity, giggity. Tested. I like it. It would suggest, I mean, not suggest, but like that, it would depend on it continuing to sell off. I don't think that's a crazy concept. May not come though. I don't know. I don't know, man. Let's see. Similar to, I forget what other chart it is. Hasn't really made much upside progress. It is still just sideways in that flag. Hold up. Bitcoin is recovering. This is a little bit of a recovery here. It didn't nuke. A little bit. Inching. Friday, early streams. Friday, early streams. Way earlier than my wake up time. I didn't even get to go to the gym today. It's okay. Under its 200 day. Chasing that 50 and 20 down. Today could be the first close above the 20 daily moving average since July. If that happens, I would expect a little pop to maybe 11,000 here, sitting at 9.8 thousand. Just to that 50. Get lucky, hit that 200, but daily money flow rolling over like most things. VWAP up, momentum moving up. All right, let's look for higher before lower. I should maybe make this clear. So this was untested on the monthly, 6,488. It did hit 6,850, which could be in that margin of error. It could just be, well, close enough, right? There's no guarantee this will fill. For just about 5%. Probably not a huge amount of liquidity on this, so man, maybe that counts. I don't know. Get a good close today above that 20. I guess we're looking here. Looking for just about 10% move up, something like that to the 50. That's about it. That's about it. There's your milady. Shout out to all the miladies. All the miladies in chat. I keep doing that. Dude, I have like 8 million charts open. Doge, here's Doge. Nobody asked for it. Doge still holding on. Moving slow. Sin update, just because I haven't pulled up. Sin entry hit. Waiting for that bounce back to 86 cents. Whiff. Bullish engulf on the week. Could be a decent start. I just don't like these weeklies, man. It's right below previous weekly support. Not what I like to see. Ooh, Linky. 950 was the bottom for Link. That's what I think. For years, I yelled about, I'll buy Link at 950 when it comes back. It went all the way to 22. People said it's not going to come back. It came back. Now above major resistance here. To open this day above it. Opened the day at major resistance 1150. Putting on gains. Looking for 1233 in the shorter term. Maybe $12 to just make it clean. 1250. somewhere up here. Link looking good though. That is what you want. Link came back, tested major resistance. All of this, all of that, boom, boom. Now you're moving back up. That's a good way to climb. Let's go, Link. Probably should have bought some. FTM, this is what I was thinking of when I was saying Matic. FTM looking great. I was skeptical. When you guys were getting all excited about FTM, I was skeptical because it was back here. FTM broke through its resistance here. It's 618, moved higher. Need that 56.8. Need 56.8. Make that higher high. Make that inverse head and shoulders. Target 80 cents. Let it rip. Cass struggling. Cass struggling, but still fine. Ooh, our long filled. Let's go. Let's go. Filled our long. Did not get stopped out. Send it back to 17 cents. We're looking for a little bit higher for that take profit, but 20 cents may be in store for the Cass when we break 17.3. Nice. Solana has done nothing. Sorry, there's no update. Nvidia looking very good. I wish it was a crypto. HNT. Ethereum. Dominance still ripping. Pepe, here's Pepe. Pepe higher high today. Pepe is heading back to 8,800. Currently at 8,200. So it's about 10% move. Send it. AAVE, dude, this is the one that I just keep watching, waiting for that 150 breakout. If that happens, it's going right to like 250. Just sitting and waiting. Keeps inching up. No one's really paying attention yet. Keep your eye on AAVE. XRP hasn't moved. BNB, all right. I feel like you guys think I'm a BNB shill now. I'm not. I haven't bought it anymore. I do have my BNB from the old days. But, dude, BNB is such a sleeper. I've been saying that about TRX. I'm saying it about BNB. Hit this wick low. Look at this wick low. Ready? You're not even going to believe your eyes. Not even going to believe your eyes here. Wick low. Perfect. Perfectly to November 22's wick high. $398. Boom. Hit right back up. Almost back to testing the high it fell from at 610. That alone is exciting. Then you throw on the moving averages. And it just gets so much more exciting. Throw on the moving averages. Here it is. Look at this. Look at these moving averages, dude. It is bonkers. Binance keeping this coin floating for sure. Under the 200. Retake the 200. Look at the 50. Is about to death cross. BNB was about to have a death cross. Look at that. Beautiful bullish kiss on the day. Moving averages now parallel moving up. Yesterday closed above the 100 daily. Today saw a sell-off back to that 100 day. If it holds that and moves higher into the weekend, it's going like right back to all-time high. This is a crazy chart. It's a crazy chart. I'm excited about it, but context is important. You can see all of the trading at this level, about $600. This is the boss, right? $600 is the boss. It could easily reject again from the same number and sell off. But if it can make it above 600, if it can make it past its all-time high, 1,500, 1,000 easy, 1,000, 1,500. Big upside moves. I like this chart. I like it. If you see 511 return, maybe that's the entry. Maybe do something like this. Maybe. Bitcoin, loving. It's 11 in the early morning. I need to move this over here so I don't have to keep searching for it. Here it is. 11 in the early morning, back to the 618 after an explosive Chirpow rally and then an explosive post-Chirpow dump. Now back to the 618 at 61.6 thousand, holding strong, making this day, holding the hopium for this day in its hands. Keeping it alive, keeping that energy into the weekend. Still looking great in my opinion. Still looking great, even though it was all that spooky price action. Maybe an order block on the day. Looking for a close above the 50 daily. We might see the 200 daily this week. Could even be today. Who knows? This weekend. Could even be today. That's looking solid as anything. I love it. Can I do Velo? Probably. Probably Gaku. Though we have done quite a few today. No! Sharknado! Why? Why do you always super chat when I'm like tired and done? God damn it. Dude. I love you. I love you though. You are my friend and I love you. But I feel like you do this a lot. I miss so many super chats. I'm sorry, Jen Will. Sorry, Jen. That was an hour ago. I owe you. Nicholas Arena wanted to look at Pendle an hour ago. Sharknado right now asking me to look at stuff. Son of a cunt. Kenty. RDFN. Don't have a chart. Just for everyone else who's around all the time. When we're like 2 hours into a live stream, just the OGs here who are around. Just remember, this isn't bad super chat time for chart 2 hours in. This is moving. It is moving. Nice monthly. Above December's high. Maybe breaking out of a bear flag. Does look like it's breaking out of a bear flag. Me too. Yeah, I mean, this is a good chart. You have like a pole into a bear flag. Higher high, higher low, higher high. I mean, that looks good. Back to what, 17? $11.60. Boom, boom. There it is. Jen, if you're still here, and Nicholas Arena, if you're still here, I'm sorry. We'll get it though. We'll get it on Monday. You said to remind me. Not doing all these though. Not doing like 10 more charts. Not doing 10 more right now. Let's see these moving averages. That's something I love about stocks is you can throw on the biggest friggin' moving averages and they're all there. Powerful ass setup on the moving averages. 17, I think 1768. What do you think, Shark? $18. 1768. That looks good. You're killing me. Nicholas, there you are, dude. I don't know how much 4,000 cops are. How much does 4,000 cops add to? You gave me $1. I love you, Nicholas. And I appreciate your super chat. I don't feel bad, though. I thought like maybe that was like $20. I was like, But Nicholas, remind me Monday. I'll do it. The corn is moving. The corn shall move. Just filling that gap, boys. Friday looking solid. Friday restored. It's a red fin alert. I don't know what that is. M Stone, RDFN gone wild today. Strong home sale numbers. I believe it. One single beer. Thank you, sir. Bitcoin run a rally again. I think so. Got to set up Streamlabs again so you get paid. I don't know what that means. Streamlabs is set. Tom Crown, he is live. That's true. That's true. Bullish kissing Hendrick, you know. You know, boys. I'm liking this action. Liking this action. I'm bullish into the weekend. Actually, speaking of that, I have a great wrap up. Bullish into the weekend. Let's look at CME futures. Beautiful spot. Beautiful spot. No gaps. Nothing left behind. Where's our 200 at again? What if this 200's at 63.1? What if 63? What if We closed down today. What if we just like close at like 61.4 today, like right where we are, and then Monday we open above 63.1, above the 200, above the 200-day. That would leave a pretty juicy gap. Pretty juicy gap for people to lust over on the way up. Let's see. This is where I think Monday will open on CME, or Sunday night, whatever. I think it'll open up here. Maybe it's hopium. Probably is. A lot of life is hopium. Got to stay positive. Chilling out. All right, boys and girls, make sure you've joined the Discord, subscribe to the channel, hit the like, signed up with our sponsors, MetaSignal and LuxAlgo. Claim your free trials. Use the links in the video description below to support the stream. Everything's free here. Check out the free trading course. Use those links and you'll get VIP access to our exclusive trading rooms in the Discord. We'll be live again on Monday over the weekend. Check out our free trading course, guys. It's good stuff. That's going to be all. Thanks for joining Chairman Powell. We'll be live Monday at 1 p.m. East at the latest, or maybe over this weekend if it gets truly spicy. I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be